All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Dive into Real Estate Investing for Newbies podcast. I have a very special guest. She's a vet in the real estate industry. I like to welcome Chantelle Owens to the podcast. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me, Cecil. I appreciate that. I'm excited to be here.
All right. The reason why I was interested in getting Chantel on the podcast is because she's very experienced with tax liens. She actually has teaches education on tax liens, and this is just another niche that people can get into that a lot of people are not doing. And I know around this time of the year, what is it? Even around the summertime, like May, June, July, they have a lot of auctions. I know we have a lot of auctions coming up, and usually around the summertime is when a lot of people start um, trying to buy either tax liens or get tax certificates and everything like that. I know
So
it's
it
all year
depends.
round.
Yeah, it depends on the state. So some states have it seasonal, like it's just a certain time of the year. Other states, like the state I live in, Georgia, we have it every month. So there's no particular month that's, more popular than
Right.
the other ones. But so it just depends on nationally, it's different from state to state. So.
Right, right. Well, look, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you actually got started in the tax liens. And where are you currently right now, actually?
Okay, well, I don't know where to start with this story, but so I've been in real estate for since 1998. So how many years is that?
That's a
22,
long time.
23.
That's what,
Right. So I just stopped counting. Like
30,
20
yeah.
plus years I've been in real estate full time. And I have done many things in real estate, and by far tax lien investing has been the game changer for me, and what has allowed me to create significant wealth for my family and I. And so I started out as a credit investor. I allowed people to use my credit to do fix and flip deals, and they would pay me once they, the end buyer would buy the property, I would get paid. And that afforded me to make more in my job at the time. So I decided to leave my job and really learn how to do that for myself. And so just learning the game, I actually started out with subject to buying property, subject to the mortgage,
Yeah.
no money down. That's how I started with Carlton Sheets. I bought that program.
Right.
And a lot of people, I don't know how old you are, you look pretty young, but many people aren't familiar
I'm
with
very
Carlton
familiar
Sheets.
with Carlton Sheets. I may
Okay,
look young, but
awesome.
I'm a little older too. I don't want to say my
Okay,
age,
all right.
but
So, and then I went into wholesaling from there, and then eventually became a fix and flipper, and by default ended up becoming a landlord. And through that process, I went through two market crashes and lost everything, and had to, find a way to get it all back. And finally, I just said, I need a strategy that's going to hedge against the market. And so I combined tax liens with buy and hold to create a rental portfolio. And that's my hedge against the market crash. So that's pretty much where I am. I am pretty much retired from investing. It's just I've done it so long, and I've built wealth. I know I have a lot of friends that are at the same place as me, but they have a love for real estate, and they just keep going. Whereas me, real estate was always a end, to a means to an end, and which was to have freedom and to be able to do the things that I want to do. So I do love teaching, so I do that. And I am working on my DJing skills right now.
come
So
on.
I want to be a DJ, just
Yeah.
hobby, not professionally.
Right, right.
And really considering going to law school, not because I want to be a lawyer, but I'm just ready. I'm doing the things on my bucket list that
That
I've
you want
always
to
wanted to
do.
do.
Hey,
Right.
That's what you set up. Like you've already reached your, as they say, your number, your freedom number, and now you just enjoying life, doing the
Mhm,
things you want to do. So
mhm.
that is so, that's great. So let's go back to finding that particular strategy. That's what is so
Okay.
important, because you started with subject tools, fix and flips, but then you found out that tax lien. Was it because it was easier how you stumbled on it, or was it was because it was something that combined with everything you have done, you figured this could be something long term that will actually set me up versus, to buy, the fix and flip, going through the holding, getting a mortgage, and subject tools are good too. But what specifically led you to this strategy?
So you asked good questions, by the way, and I'm
Thank you.
glad you went back to that because I totally just skipped around that, not purposefully, but what actually occurred is I myself had a property that went into the tax sale, and prior to that, I knew about tax liens, tax deeds. I'd read about it and actually ventured out to the courthouse to purchase tax liens, but was really intimidated because it's not a field of real estate that is very popular. And at that time, definitely there weren't a lot of classes or information about it. So I was just very intimidated. And when I got to the auction, the auctioneer basically knew the people that were winning. And so I felt like it was rigged at that time because I didn't have the knowledge that I have now to know that just those people show up all the time. And that's how the auctioneer, know their names. But when my property went into the tax sale, so the market crash of 2007, I had a property that was supposed to go into foreclosure. The bank foreclosed on the property. I had adjustable rate mortgage on the property, and the mortgage started to adjust up, and I had a tenant in it, and the tenant's rent could no longer cover the mortgage. And I had 17 of those. And so they were all going into foreclosure during that time, just really like everybody else, especially if you had an adjustable rate mortgage. And that particular property did not foreclose. The bank decided to leave the property in my name, and because it was in my name, it went to the tax sale in my name. And so another person that was also an investor saw that and mentioned that to me. And when I looked into it, someone had purchased that property for $2,100.
Mm.
Now, at the time, I had a mortgage on it for 139,000, and it was worth 100,000. So they were in the exact opposite position as me.
Right.
Like they had just purchased a property with basically $98,000 worth of equity. And, here I was in the red with the property. And so I was very intrigued by that. And because I'd known enough about tax liens, I knew that I could redeem that property. And so when I called the person to redeem, we had a conversation, and, she was my age. And by that time, I had moved on to a different profession. I became a barber,
Come on.
and she was a hairstylist. So, we just had all these similarities, and it kind of, made me have a conversation with myself. Like, if she
Why am
could
I
do
not
it, why
doing
you
this?
sitting over here
Right,
and you have
right,
all this real estate knowledge? And this
right.
was her first real estate deal. So I just decided to jump in, and I actually literally have not looked back. I have not purchased a property any other way, since that time.